Hello there. What is going on, everyone? I am joined today by our buddy from the 5th Trooper, Jay Shelanskey. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thanks for having me. This is great.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming on. I haven't had you on here in a while, and we have some pretty cool stuff to talk about. There's some new software for running tournaments and getting games together, and you have a little something to do with that, and it's called Game Uplink. So I was, why don't you talk us through this a little bit, and also let people know. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself there. Let people know about the 5th Trooper. I mean, I've
Yeah.
talked about you guys. I know that you guys are have really been just growing, and I mean, I'm really
Yeah.
impressed with all this. I'm proud of you guys and happy with all the success you guys have had. So
Well, I think some of that success is thanks to you. You've always been really kind to us and
most of it
let
is probably.
yeah, yeah, all of it. We'll just say all of
Yeah,
it.
pretty much. You really like the 5th Crab.
Yeah, that's right. Since we're on your channel,
Of course, yeah.
all of our success is due
Today,
to
today
Crabbok.
that's the story. Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, I mean that sincerely. I think this is the Legion community is one of the few communities that I've been part of where I think we all are in it together. Like I always feel that, and we're trying to grow the community and we're trying to get more players to it, so that when you and I go to events like Gen Con or other events, that we can see people playing the game that we love, because we love Star Wars, we love miniature games, and so the more success that we all give to each other and spread the love, the better it's going to be. And
Absolutely.
I mean,
And we can have contests to see who's got the better swag.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did that at Gen Con.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
that was great. That was great.
Yeah.
So Gen Con's actually an interesting segue into this
Yeah.
because like a lot of tournaments happen. Gen Con's one of the bigger tournaments, and for the longest time, everybody was using TTO for their
Hmm.
tournaments, and that went away in October. And I know
Yeah.
there was a lot of people trying to come up with something, and and failing. And I think you've come up with something that works really well here called Game Uplink. So
Yeah.
so
And,
tell
and
us
the
about that.
reason for the different name is because it's actually a collaboration with other community members. So Keegan from Legion 99 podcast
Mm-hmm.
and Six Up Supply, we partnered with them, and he's really done a lot of work with us, and we have a number of other community members that all are part of this. And that love of community and that thing that we were talking about sharing the love and trying to
Right.
build the community, that's where this came from. And so I think there was a number of us. We've got what is it, 5 or 6 people working on this. We all were messaging and like, hey, are you guys going to do something about this TTO thing going down, or are you going to
Yeah.
who's doing that? And so we all decided to just kind of work together to build something for Legion, and eventually for more games. But Legion's kind of our building blocks,
Yeah, and I think
to
that
make
makes
this.
sense. And that was actually one of my questions for you that you ripped out from under me. I'm going to ask it again anyway.
Gotcha,
But
Crab.
yeah, it you have a lot of really cool. And I have a browser pulled up right here. So
Yeah.
if you guys are watching, well, of course they're watching. How would they not be watching and
Well,
hearing me
I
say
don't
that?
know. Maybe they're not.
Yeah, maybe they're listening in their car. So I'll
Yeah.
describe actually, and some people do. Some people
Yeah.
listen just like people listen to your podcasts and they listen
Yep.
to Notorious Scoundrels. I've had some
Sometimes.
people listen to sometimes. Yeah. No, you guys are doing great. You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
And if you guys haven't already, you should definitely go to the5thtrooper.com. You should check out their podcasts, and we're gonna have links down in the video description as well
Thank
as
you.
a link to Game Up link, a link, an
Yeah.
uplink
See
link.
how that works?
A Game Uplink link. It
Oh.
works. It's not Zelda. It's Link. Anyway, all right. That was lame. I was weak. All right.
It's fine.
the-
I'm going with it.
yeah,
it's
we're-
your channel.
We're having fun.
Whatever you
today.
want to do. Yeah.
Right. All right. So we're going to do some karaoke later on, but for now, let's
Yeah,
actually talk
perfect.
about Game Uplink. So this is a nice interface. And so if you're on smartphone, it works great. It might look a little bit like this. If you're on desktop, it might look a little wider. I'm going to kind of just navigate a little bit somewhere in between. It allows you to search for events. It allows you, if you're hosting an event, you can create events. You've got a lot of different tabs in here. So if we're creating event, there's information and resources for Legion. So if you're at a tournament or whatever, and you need to look up the rules reference guide and you don't have it bookmarked or whatever, you've got all of this. You got links to it right there. Boom, you're done. Like I think there's a lot of lessons learned, I think, that have gone into this, and I just think that was really cool. And if I actually played in an event not long ago that used this, so I got to, I'm sitting there on my phone, so it looks a little bit more like this, and I had my event open, so it has my events, and I can go to past events, and no, I think it was the one I was playing in. I'd actually made the account afterwards, so I don't think it's linked to my account yet. But if we go to events, we can just look at we can go to
actually click that first one. I was just looking at it on my phone. So this is one of those things, like you were just showing all the cool all the cool things we're doing for Legion with the links. Well, one of the things I'm the most proud about this is if you can see, for people that could see, you could see the name of the players, and on the left has the icon for their faction.
Right. Yeah, that's a great way to like visualize, like, boy, there's a whole lot of rebels playing today. Or,
And so one of the neat things we're doing is if you use Legion, actually go to lists, go up to the top and see what they got.
I think the lists are hidden still. Oh no, this is my list. Oh well, now everybody knows this was my list, everybody. Yeah.
But
don't copy it. I didn't do good. I was 2 and 1. So.
Scroll down and let's take a look at somebody else. Is there anybody?
I think I'm the only one who has now. But this is something you can control because you can make lists hidden or visible.
Right.
And I think if you're running a more competitive event, you're probably going to want those lists hidden.
Yeah, but one of the neat things that we're doing is if you use our tool, Legion HQ, for your list builder or Tabletop Admiral, you get those links, like the shareable links that both tools have.
Right.
And if you put it in your list for the URL.
Yeah, I just jumped to it straight from there from here, but you can do it the other way around. I can get the URL and paste it in here.
And then what we do is that's how we got your list here. So we actually pulled it from the URL and we display the list.
And you've got it formatted and you got bold for the and it's so easy to read.
Yeah, and so the nice thing about that is our whole deal is we're trying to kill paper with this tool. So what the plan would be is that, like, if you go to your next event, Crabs, you don't have to bring your list. You just enter it into our tool and your opponent will be able to see it from the tool, and we'll pull all the hidden information out of it for you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, no, that's fantastic. And that's and there's so much of that too, like especially at some tournaments where you have like the big rows and like, oh, I could just come around and look at your side, but hold on, I'd have to walk for like for 3 minutes to get all the way around to where you are. Now all of a sudden I can just you can just share it to me and I can look at it on my own phone.
That's correct.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that a lot. I like the round structure also. It makes it very easy. You just select what round. All right, first round. Oh, I'm going to be at table 1 and I'm playing Mike, or something like that. Oh yeah, and of course there's a history lesson where I got my butt kicked, But there you go. So you can.
Sorry, I made you click that one.
You were making me relive the past, Jay, and it was very traumatic. Yeah. No, so this is just a really cool, and very easy to use, and it's all on the website as a matter of fact as well. So if you're on, I usually like to use stuff on the computer, especially like I don't like to use my phone as much as some other folks do. I think I think it's a generational thing. When you get past a certain age, I don't know, or if you're below a certain age, you're more on your phone. I don't know.
Yeah. That could be. Yeah, and that, we designed it for that in mind, that no matter how you're looking at it, as much as apps are cool, you're not always going to have your phone, like you said, or a TO may want to use a computer at the TO's desk.
Yeah, maybe it's hooked up to a big monitor, and then of course everybody can see, because maybe not everybody has a phone. I mean, it's, I don't want to be like Blizzard and like, don't you guys have phones?
Right. I would never do that. But yeah, so some of the cool features that we have built in right now is that list thing I just showed you. The other thing is during, and I don't know, I believe it was running when you were doing it, but when you report your match, it actually, we got rid of match slips. So if for those of you at home who have never been to a big tournament, you're required to fill out a match slip. And so one of the things, I don't know.
I know in this one, for example, it will tell me the score. So if I click on it, and this is good for historical stuff as well. So I can go and I can see what the score was and what the objective, deployment, and condition were.
Yeah. So what we basically, when you report the match, we ask you the score, were you tabled? Did you concede? Who was red? Who was blue? And then what all the battlefield cards were.
Yeah.
And so I think, wink, wink, you guys can kind of understand that maybe in the future we might be doing something with that data that we're pulling. But,
Yeah.
it's for right now,
It's good to
stop.
have it either way,
Yeah,
because then you always have it accessible, whether it's good
right.
to feed in for balance changes or to link to,
Exactly.
just for historical recognition. I think that's good information to have. And
Well, and
yeah.
something I don't think people knew is that what we were doing was all these major tournaments like Gen Con,
Mhm.
Adepticon, LVO, the paper match slips that people were filling out,
Mhm.
we were taking those physically, actually John Bushman from our team,
Mhm.
and was inputting those into our tools
Is he doing it
so
by
that,
hand? I have
yes.
this vision of you like with a whip, and
Yeah.
like he's working over
Yeah,
candlelight, like
that's right.
typing frantically on an old
Yeah, you don't
typewriter.
even get power. Yeah, that's right. But yeah,
Oh
we were
man.
doing that all by hand for Legion stats and for our ELO rankings and all
Yeah.
that stuff that we have. So this was not only for you guys to make your life easier, but also to make our life a little bit easier as well.
Absolutely. I remember, like I know I've talked to John Bushman before, but he's done so much. Like from the very
Yeah.
beginning of Legion, he's always been like a numbers guy,
Yeah.
and so this is just really cool that you guys have kind of, I would say, like kind of evolved into having this fantastic resource.
Yeah.
And I like the
Yeah.
fact that I was going to ask, it's like, so you're starting with Legion. Is this kind of your focus for right now? Because when I go to, if I wanted to create an event, let's say I wanted to run an Armada event or something like that, I don't see that in there just yet,
Yeah.
but I could always just kind of just create a, generic, an open enough event just to get people, in,
Yeah.
you could probably use it for any game you want right now, but it's the metadata in here is kind of geared
It's
towards Legion.
Yeah, and when you guys go to look at the tool, you could go to gameuplink.com, but when you go to click on the test, because we're in our beta right now, an
Right.
open beta, which basically, for those of you that don't know software or technical terms, it just means that we haven't finalized the product yet, and we're adding features like weekly, basically, to help. So this one in particular is designed for Legion.
Mhm.
We do have plans very shortly, hopefully in like Q1 of next year, we'll be implementing for other games as well. And that is a long-term goal of ours, but we're using Legion because that's our community.
Yeah.
We're using Legion to kind of build this up and build the building blocks of that house, that we want to build that'll feature all kinds of games.
No, I'd look forward to it being able to support more. I mean, we've got new games coming out next year, and we got a lot of
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of
what
existing.
game?
Oh,
What game's that?
I don't know. I'm going to be careful if I talk about it too loud. I've been in trouble for mentioning it in public. But no, yeah. Like I think Shatterpoint's going to be a big deal, and then of course MCP is. A lot of people play MCP here. People still play X-Wing, and
Yeah.
I'm proud to be a part of a community that's still kicking off Armada tournaments every month. So
Yeah.
there's lots of love. For all of these games, especially the Star Wars games, and I think this is just a great utility, and it's filling a much needed void. So if you guys are interested, I suggest, even if you're not that much of a tournament player, go and check it out. Check out Game Uplink, because you may find yourself doing even just like the OP kits. Like they still, a lot of times the OP kits are run in a tournament format, like because maybe it's a quicker game.
Yep.
And they're going to run 3 rounds, and and this is how they do their pairings. I mean, it's a great way to get pairings done, right? So you're not like trying to figure out who am I going to play next. I like that.
It's great, and I, a lot of what we do, and I always say this, it's stuff that I want anyways, like it's stuff that I personally want for the game, and then a lot of it's just our love letter, to the community, and we talked about John's one of the pillars of this community, because he's put his blood, sweat, and tears into like match reports and tournaments structure and all of that stuff, and and that's what we try to do first at the 5th Trooper, and with Game Uplink now, is we try to do things for the community first, and then move on from there, as far as like trying to make money or anything like that. But as long as we can do something that makes the community happy and that they can use, that's our biggest goal, is because I want us to be playing this in 5 years still. That's my goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't be. I mean, this game has got a lot of life in it. There's a lot of more content to still come out. Like I still don't have the Ghost Crew yet, and I'm doing a rewatch of Star Wars Rebels right now, and I'm just being constantly reminded of how much I need all of this. I need Ezra and Kanan.
Yeah. Is that your like okay, so we just did on our podcast this week, we just did what's our Christmas list.
Oh yeah,
for
I saw
Legion.
that. Okay, I was I thought it was I saw the it pull up. I haven't watched it yet. But it's like what I'm thinking you're gonna do like a snow troopers in a list. Like you're trying to do like a Christmas list. Like I've got Santa as a bounty hunter or something.
Oh,
like
that would have been good. No. We were
Bosk
doing
with a little Santa hat on. It sounds great.
So we broke it up into two. Like, what were you looking for the points update? But you know, that's easy.
Yeah.
But what unit that they don't have out that you would absolutely kill to have in this game?
Oh yeah, I got a couple. I mean, I definitely want. I already told you the Ghost Crew.
Yeah.
I really want a Rancor, a rideable Rancor. I want the finale of Book of Boba Fett in a Legion game. I want those giant things. I don't even remember what they're called because I didn't research it ahead of time.
Oh yeah, those robots. Yeah.
I mean, not like the Pikes really need any more help, but let's just give them these giant things. Yeah. And let's give them like they start with like 17 dodge tokens, you know. Yeah, but yeah. So like I'd love to see that. I like big stuff, and I think that would be really fun. I mean, there's probably better answers out there, but those are the first couple that come to mind.
Similarly, my answer was I want more chaos in this game. So like I was like, I don't know, Gungans, like anything that introduces chaos.
That's a better answer. Yeah, Gungans. I would love to see Gungans show up and have their shields give them a bonus defense based on how far away the attacker is, so they're better against snipers, and it encourages close range combat. I would like to see more range to fighting.
A random dice that like if they roll like a 1, like they accidentally like drop one of their bombs and it blows up the unit. Like that would be great.
I heard a suggestion today, and it's probably been out there a while. I just heard it for the first time, but it was about Ewok gliders starting and having them be like a speed 1 unit, but they get a bonus to speed based on their starting elevation. So if you start them on a height 1 terrain, like they go faster because they're going down. If you start them on height 2, then they would be speed 3. I was like, that's a really clever outside the box kind of mechanic.
Genius. Yeah. AMG, hire that guy.
Yeah.
Or gal.
I don't even remember where. I think I read it in Discord somewhere, but yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So the community's got great ideas.
Yeah.
And it's great that you guys are giving back to the community with this fantastic resource, especially in the absence. I know I've seen a lot of tournaments saying like, I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna just have to do it on paper. You know, I know some people are still doing stuff on paper and like throwing things in a hat and having people draw things out, and that's fine in a pinch, but why do that now when you have stuff?
And we moved as quick as we could. You know, as soon as TTO announced,
this wasn't something that was done in a weekend.
No.
I mean, and it's really smooth and it's nice. Like there's other just little things about this site that are really just very. You can tell it's polished. I mean, and it's still beta. But just the way things like some of the menus open up and like they slide out and they kind of they lock out. It's just it feels very professional. I feel it's very fancy.
Thank you. Well, I mean, listen, that was one of our like edicts, I guess you could call it, is that, hey, I don't want this to feel like it was built in 1998. Like it should feel like it's a modern app that everyone, you know, is used to using. And so that was kind of one of our like forging principles was we want people to be delighted when they're using this app and not just like miserable the whole time, you know?
And it's very seamless too, whether you go going from phone to desktop or something like that, or iPad, or something like that one might be in the middle. I don't know. I haven't tried it on a tablet. I imagine it's probably going to look a little bit more like this.
Yeah, it'll be around there.
Yeah. So fantastic utility. I think you guys should definitely check it out if you go to tournaments or if you are considering running a tournament. Check this out. Is there a fee to be able to run an event on this? No. All right. Well, there you go. I mean, no reason why not to check it out.
It's completely free. You just sign up. Like even if you want to just run a small tournament at your house, you go ahead and use it. It's completely free. You can go to GameUplink.com and log in and go for it.
That's fantastic. And it's it's also going to keep like you'll be able to keep track of like if after my 100th tournament, I'll be able to go back and see the historical, do you have like ELO kind of built into it?
Yeah, that's going to be, yes, that is, you know, so for those of you who don't know, we have a worldwide ranking system that John Bushman does for us at the 5th Trooper that ranks players, and it's based on this data that we were just talking about from events. And so that absolutely is going to be built into this tool eventually. And so actually click the little orange icon at the top that says your initials. It already tells you how many events you've played in and how many you're going to organized.
All right.
And so you'll start seeing more stuff like that. And then this is a little teaser. We're actually going to, in the future, let you save your venues that you've been at, or you're running your tables, maybe that you bring to tournaments, or a tournament organizer has certain tables.
Coming
so that's
soon.
all coming
look at that.
soon.
Look at that, is coming soon.
Yeah, and teams, and we'll have all that stuff. And a lot of people have been coming up to us and saying, hey, TTO had this feature that I really like. We know. We're working on it. That's why this is a beta, because like just this past Monday, we announced some new features that people suggested. One of them was, hey, if I signed up for an event and I changed my mind, I don't want to have to call the TO. I just want to be able to drop myself from the event. So we've now allowed that. So that's a feature that we put in that was suggested to us. So
awesome.
We're open and we're looking for features. We've got a whole list of our own, and we're working. We have a whole team working very hard on this, and I'm very proud of it. And so thank you, Crabbok, for letting me come on.
Oh, no problem. I'm thank you for creating it, because like I saw the absence with with TTO going away, and I actually meant to ask you sooner. I'm like, hey, I know you are like one of the quickest people to find a hole and fill it. Wait. An absence, and
no, go back to the original one.
You're a prowler, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
No, so
I'm a man of the night.
He's Batman. No, it's so I was almost certain that you guys were gonna have something, and so I remember then I talked to you a few weeks ago, and I'm like, oh my gosh, so you have something, and it works great. So I wanted to share that, and I know you guys have been spreading the word. I want to try help spread the word, because I think this should be the new standard, and hopefully this is what everybody. I don't see any reason why this wouldn't be the overnight standard, because it's well polished, it works great, and it's only getting better.
Yeah, and we got a big test at PAX Unplugged coming up. This is going to be our first huge event that we're running this. So feel free to log in and check out PAX and keep an eye out. A ton of the community members are going to be there, so you can use our tool and see how everybody's doing at the same time. It'll be great.
I've got the suggestion. All
right.
Here's my suggestion, and this
love
is
it.
only this is
I already love it.
This is a half suggestion, but like you should be able to go to a tournament, right? And look at who's playing who's like, oh, it's round one, who's being paired. And you should be able to like throw out little emojis, like little thumbs up emojis for we're like rooting for your favorite player or something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, but no poop emojis, because we don't want to be toxic.
We're gonna call that the Crabbok feature. I'll write that down.
Okay. Throw some little crab claws at everybody. Yeah.
Nunchucks, right?
There you go. Yeah, that would be maybe like once you've won a couple of tournaments, then you can earn the nunchucks.
You get the golden nunchucks.
I'll never get those. I think I have one tournament win in the last 2 years so far, but that's because I like doing the janky lists. I like going to a tournament where I'm going to play a couple of games and come up with something that everybody's going to scratch their head at.
You and I are similar in that
except you actually win some of your games.
Some of them. For like half a second, I think about bringing a really good meta list, and I'm like, let's bring something fun.
You want everybody to have a good time, and maybe you're going to play somebody new too, and you want them to like experience like maybe a fun part of the game. And I
absolutely,
like All right, well, I think that's about all I can say about it for now. But Jay, I want to thank you for coming on the show and talking about this awesome utility, and thank you for your work and bringing this and lots of other good stuff to the Star Wars Legion community.
Hey man, thanks for having me on, and to your viewers, thanks for checking it out and listening. I appreciate it. So.
Yeah, you guys can learn more at the Fifth Trooper and it's legion.gameuplink.com, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's for the Legion tool. And then if, in the future, if you guys want to know what else we're doing, just gameuplink.com.
Perfect. So, all right. Wonderful. All right. So check out the links in the description below. I think that's going to round out the video. Thank you, Jay, for hanging out. And also, I want to thank Patreon. You guys are amazing. You guys have helped make this channel possible. I will talk to you guys later. May the Force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. You can't take the sky from me. That's all my catchphrases.